we have in turn targeted their air defense and missile defense systems, and we have had, from what you can tell from the visuals, at least in several places in Lahore and Rawalpindi, direct hits. Now, what is the status of the Pakistani missile defense system? I cannot tell you. The assessments are being made by us here, and I can well imagine that we are able to do the before and after. Shots on your screens, that I believe is Rawalpindi, which is GHQ as far as the Pakistanis are concerned. And you can clearly see that some sort of aerial device has exploded here, and these are visuals that have been shot by Pakistanis. So, we've gone up the escalation ladder one step, and then India has matched the step. Now, what happens next? General Dwivedi with us, BK Shukla with us, Group Captain Jha with us. General Dwivedi, so here we are, sir. As of yesterday, we are one step up the escalation ladder. How do you assess the current situation?
Well, Vishnu, first and foremost, we need to understand what exactly is the escalation ladder. Initially, before the Pahalgam attack took place, it was basically the events or activities along the LOC and certain activity we are doing inside our own grid. So that was the, you can call it either the level 1 or 0 escalation ladder. Now what happened after Pahalgam, that India took a very considered stand that we need to deter Pakistan and we need to defeat proxy war. Therefore, all multiple action were taken from diplomatic and political, international level, and of course the punitive strike had to come. So this we can now take as the escalation ladder 1, where India did very calibrative strikes against the infrastructure of the militants or the terrorists. But the point is, we need to understand that as far as Pakistan Army is concerned, the terrorists are the assets. They are almost the other face of the army. So therefore, they would take it as a strike on the military, because there is no distinction as far as Pakistan is concerned between the terrorists and the military, because I have operated extensively on the LOC. All the terrorists are in the shadow of their post. So they are all interlinked. So therefore, India did these level 1 strikes, very calibrated. 9 of the target hit purely on the infrastructure of the militants. Now Pakistan has now gone to ladder 2. Why? Because India doesn't have any terrorist bases or targets, so therefore they have to respond. And because of the absence of any infrastructure of the terrorists in India, they have gone on to take on the India's military assets, and more likely around our bases, Air Force bases. Now that is the ladder 2. Now India had to respond, and therefore we have hit Lahore, as you rightly showed on your visuals, and Rawalpindi and other connected targets. We can take this as
all the way down to Karachi, sir. General Dwivedi, without going into, I mean, this is public information. What would the Pakistanis have tried to target? I'm assuming Amritsar was one of them. Yes. Potentially, I mean, an obvious strategic target for them is Pathankot. What do you think that they would have wanted to target in terms of our missile batteries?
Well, because the point is that now we are going into the degradation of each other's, air defense capability, that is the missile radars, which give early warning. And now these are the assets which are being targeted, because right now the main tool or the main component of the warfare are missiles, drones, radars we pick up. So therefore, these are the kind of targets that each other will be going in for.
Okay, just hold your thought. I want to take it one step at a time. So we have said integrated UAS system. Okay, something to take on unmanned aerial vehicles. I know that this has several weapon system components. Akash is one, potentially S-400 is one. There might be other components of this that we are not aware of, or is not public information. Does Pakistan have an air defense system, which is a missile defense system capable of taking on drones? So far, it looks like that if they do, it's not very successful.
Well, Rishabh, the defense systems are in tiers, that, they have the closer tier, then the farther, so they are in tiers. So this is all integrated. And each weapon system is deployed to take on a particular target. Like the drones will have a different weapon system taking it on because these are close targets. And the missiles like S-400 will take on the target at much more in depth. So therefore, I'm sure Pakistan, I mean, we should not underrate. They would have their air defense system in place and they are all deployed in tiers. But the point is how effective they are. Now, that is the moot point. And effectiveness comes in two components. Firstly, what is the equipment per se, and how the equipment is being handled by the people on the ground. So,
Okay.
therefore, it's very difficult to state at this time
Okay.
as to how effective they are. I think as we go into
Okay,
further.
all right. So not perfectly effective because this time around the Pakistani people are publishing everything. You can see the drones coming in and hitting the locations. Okay, the kamikaze drones, the loitering weaponry. You can see it coming and hitting the locations in Lahore for sure. It's been caught on video because after the first strike, somebody started recording the video. Then there was a second strike. Here's another one. This is Rawalpindi. Okay, in flame in very near a military installation, very near traffic. This on your screens is the Rawalpindi cricket ground, where you can see smoke rising a few hundred meters away. So not amazingly effective. That's a reasonably rough assessment. So, General Dwivedi, before I get into VN Jha, was actually in his time building these specialized systems. My obvious question to you is, so what it looks like to me as a lay observer is that they have tried about 10 targets with some kind of UAVs or small missiles. We seem to have done exactly the same, only we have been more successful in hitting the targets. So, proportional response is we haven't gone all guns blazing, which we could have. We've said, okay, if you try 10 targets, we will also take out 10 targets. Success rate is up to our capacity. General Dwivedi, can we hear him? Somebody in PCR is sorting this out? Yeah, go ahead, General, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. So I said that target selection is based on the threat assessment, and you use the right weapon at the right target. So drones are the ones which take on the closer targets because they have the limited capacity, limited range, and you have the other systems, like what we use, Scalp and the Hammer. Now they are for the bigger targets and the in-depth target. So it's a package. We need to understand that it's already a package where the mix of weapon systems are put together to get the optimal results. So at this time, I think it is now our strike have been more on the degradation of the air defense system. Drones are being extensively used. They are the closer weapon system because of the ranges are such. But all I can say is that at this time, it's a very fluid situation because both sides are targeting.
Yes, so I'm just going to go by face value. Okay, we're getting information, but I'll go by face value. Okay, face value is telling you that the counter strikes that India